Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Vanity Fair. My name is Chris Farah, and I bring a very special guest for this part 2 of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives / Bachelorette / Taylor Frankie Paul drama situation. And he is not only my good friend and incredibly gifted in artistic taste, he has such a brilliant musical artist. He is incredibly, adept at knowing the best restaurants in LA, about loving the best music, about seeing the most important theater. It is like such a gift every time I get to talk to you about the things I love too. I love food, I love music, I love theater, I love reality shows. And so you have like a very top tier opinion on all of that. Garrett.
I try.
It is such a pleasure to have you on for so many reasons. A, because yes, you are knowledgeable about Hollywood stuff for sure. You know all that executive stuff, but at the same time, I mean, we can really kiki about things we love, which is of course Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. But we've gone to see Alanis Morissette together. Mm-hmm. We've gone to, this is the other thing. I frequently yell at you in your DMs because you'll go see a play and I'll be like, how was it? It's like, a lot of that happens. You have like an incredible, insight on storytelling in that way. And so I guess, it would make sense that you love reality shows too. It's so funny. Do you feel that way? How do you feel about plays and reality shows?
I mean,
or comparison of them.
I, for the longest time, didn't watch any reality TV that wasn't like competition. Like I'm a Survivor person. Mm-hmm. That was, I think, sort of like I was never American Idol, not really The Voice, a little Amazing Race. But like love Top Chef, of course. And so I didn't watch any like non-competition reality until Salt Lake City premiered. That was my first, I had never, and listen, I'm going to probably disappoint you and others by saying that, sorry, my dog is making noises. I'm a completist. So I want to see things from the beginning. Which means that like if there's something that has like a ton of seasons, like Beverly Hills, I haven't done it. I haven't watched it. Mm-hmm. In the Housewives front, I'm Salt Lake City, but then I did go back and watch like the first however many seasons of Potomac. Mm-hmm. And then when New York did its reboot, I've never seen Old New York, but I've seen New New York.
Old New York is already gone. They tried to make a new film. They tried to make a new series and it got dusted.
Well, yeah, but I've seen the New New York, but I didn't go back to the beginning for that. And then of course, when Secret Lives of Mormon Wives dropped, I was like, well, I have to watch this. And so I was stuff?
Like, are you a Mormon? Yeah.
Listen, I watched every episode of Big Love, like when that was on. So I had Mormon friends in high school. I saw Under the Banner of Heaven. Like I know stuff about that, but I mean, obviously like Salt Lake's not very Mormon centric, despite Whitney and Heather's. They don't really go in deep. And like, I feel like the sort of culture of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, that's where it's really interesting. Like season 1, I was like, this is fluff. And then I was like, actually, this is a really interesting sort of like sociological study where you have this deeply patriarchal, like kind of community. And here are these women who just by their very existence in the thing that they are doing, kind of flip that on its head a little bit. Mm-hmm. And like when they had that whole Vegas drama with the Chippendales, like that you had Jesse and Demi being like, no, like he can't treat you that way. Like you're the breadwinner. I was like, this is interesting. Mm-hmm. It wasn't what I expected there. Obviously we've come so far since those early days.
God, season 1 seems like 40 years ago.
Well, it's weird because like, like Housewives, they go down, like they shoot, they stop filming. Those women don't hang out or see each other. Mm-hmm. And then they get back together for the reunion where they watch what everyone said about them behind their back. But like, if the cameras went down, these girls would all still be hanging out. So they can never go down, which is why like I'm annoyed by the cadence of the reunions. The fact that like stuff has happened, but they can't talk about that stuff at the reunion. And so we're getting their opinions on the things that happened, but are still colored by whatever's going on now. And I wish they could fix that, but I know they can't, because like that train can never stop. Or, I mean, can Mom Talk survive this?
Oh, I know. That is like, it's funny because you say that, it's so funny. It's kind of like in Sex and the City when Carrie's about to write, you know, something, and it feels like one of the phrases that like is a titular phrase. Yeah, I couldn't help but wonder, can Mom Talk survive this? It's very interesting because money makes the rules. And if these women in Mom Talk had just had like some MLM job where they all, because, you know, first of all, Mormons historically, women wise, not everyone, they love an MLM. They love like a multi-level marketing situation where it's like social, it's a little
woo-woo. The structure of the church is a little MLM-y.
Yeah, of course. But it's interesting, like Mom Talk is a social business. Like they are socially using themselves. And the thing that you brought up is that the Real Housewives only later on would have businesses that they would want to like promote on the show. But Mom Talk is a corporation and they consider themselves employees. And so, yeah, they are working together. The show is just a byproduct of the corporation they've already built.
Well, and if Taylor hadn't done a live about the soft swinging, we wouldn't have a television show. And their reach and Whitney would not be breaking box office records on Broadway. You know, the domino effect of that, I think, is really interesting. But this season, and I know we're going to talk about it, but like the commerce of it, I feel like, is front and center in a lot of what happens socially. Totally.
But also looking back, what made it so weird and engulfing with the drama that unfolded this week with the domestic violence video and all that stuff, and then of course the subsequent cancellation of Bachelorette, was that season 4 felt like it perfectly set up everything that happened this week.
Yeah.
But we are now to believe that that's bad. That's not what you wanted. You know, like
the final moment of the season. Like, how could you have filmed this, known what happened, and then was like, you know what? Let's keep making The Bachelorette.
Yes.
Because there are people, I know for a fact, there are people across both shows. They're not siloed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, someone's going to lose their job over this, I feel like, the millions of dollars that they're out. Like,
somebody about to lose their job. I know.
You know, it's crazy.
So there's so many things to talk about. It is crazy. And it felt like the entire season 4 was like, yeah, this is what you guys are saying is going to happen. You guys literally keep saying that she shouldn't be here and this is not good for her. And also I kind of was obsessed with the idea that everyone was like, you know what? Let's just use The Bachelorette as a little distraction for Taylor, as opposed to like the idea The Bachelorette is a whole once in a lifetime experience full of other people's wants and dreams. Like the fact that everyone was like, treated it as like a one night stand for this person, or like a trip to Bali or something, was so weird. Like it was not, it made it seem like no one was taking this seriously.
Well, the whole brand being of The Bachelor, and listen, I've never seen an episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
Good to know.
This was the first season I was gonna watch, and I think, like, I remember when they announced Taylor, I was like, ugh, she shouldn't do that. And then I was like, you know what? I get it. Like, from a marketing perspective, it's brilliant. They have pulled in a new audience in people like me, or people I know who fell off, who watch Mormon Wives, who were going to come back to it. But that first initial instinct of like, oh no, this is a bad idea, is correct. Like, the whole thing is it's selling a fairy tale.
A Disney fairy tale.
Yeah. And she is not a Disney princess. And I don't say that in a way that has like, I have a lot of sympathy and empathy for her situation. Obviously, she has, you know, made her bed to a large extent, I believe, but I still feel bad for her. But like, this was not something she, like, even setting aside all of the Dakota stuff, I was just like, she's not going to look good like on this show. The way that this show works and who she is and how she moves through the world and relates to people, just because we'd seen at that point 3 seasons of it. I was just like, this is going to be messy in a way that like I will enjoy watching, but I don't think is what The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, like, I don't think that's like the keystone shows of that franchise. Because from what I understand, like Bachelor in Paradise and all that stuff is pretty messy. But like, this is not messy in the same way.
No.
Like, she's supposed to find her Prince Charming.
It's supposed to be like primetime Disney, you know, like this is supposed to be, I think, Disney's bread and butter of like family viewing, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean,
family
like, I again, never having seen Bachelor, Bachelorette, but watching Unreal and knowing that like sort of the way that like the friends that have talked about Bachelor, Bachelorette, especially Bachelorette, I think because there's a woman at the center, obviously the rules are different and judgy in a way that is really not fair. But like the whole like fantasy suite thing, I was like, oh, Taylor doing fantasy suite? Like, and they even said it on this season, like she's probably going to sleep with at least 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know? And she's not the kind of person who's going to be like tee hee hee behind closed doors. That's just a very different vibe than what I have come to think of Bachelor, Bachelorette just from a distance.
You're not wrong, but also it felt like Taylor season 1 through 3 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was kept to be a different Taylor than season 4. Like the girls, even like Michaela and Macy, talk in a clip about how they were surprised with Taylor's edit for season 3 because they made Taylor look very composed and whatnot. And they're like, that's not the Taylor we usually see. Haha, I don't want to be mean about it, but you know, she's also can be a different kind of Taylor. And when season 4 started, we can talk about it. We'll just say Taylor in every episode is not she is not showered. Her hair is not brushed. She's wearing what looks like she's wearing oversized shirts and baggy sweatpants that have like no rhyme or reason to each other. And I'm saying this like, sure, we all have days like this, but this is this person's reality show. And she has a lot of money and she's an influencer it was indicative of someone who is not well mentally, I think.
I mean, but we'd seen, granted, you know, it's like the first episode we meet her. We have the police.
Season 1?
Yeah. We have the body cam footage, but you know, so we see that side of her, but like she's got some anger stuff. Like the fuse is very short. The way in which, and it was interesting the way that the girls handled her with her sort of like final blow up about what they knew about Shania or not.
Walking on eggshells, like not wanting
being just
traumatized
sort of
victims.
Knowing how
they seem like abused victims.
I mean, to an extent, for sure. But I think it's mostly just kind of like she can blow up and she can sort of go crazy. And it's interesting that production on this, knowing she was going to go on that, like, I just think they really missed the mark because what the girls were doing, trying to like get her ready, AKA make sure she doesn't like embarrass herself and lose the bag for them. Like production also should have been doing. But I think on some level there was a calculus that was made that was like, nope, like we're just going to like wind her up and let her spin. And because that'll make for good TV. And they're not wrong about that, but it's not going to make for good Bachelorette.
What kind of media training do you think that she's had in between Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and being chosen for The Bachelor or was she asked to do so, but she refused? Because she does have money and she does have millions of followers. And that is the difference, right? Like the difference is she wants this, but she comes with power. Well, I mean, but look at it this way. We've seen firsthand, I guess, just as viewers, like we've seen her response to, hey, do it this way. Don't do it that way. It's in one ear and out the other. She's going to do whatever she feels like in the moment, like that id driving it. She's not, if she's not going to listen to her parents, if she's not going to listen to her friends, if she's not going to listen to herself when it comes to Dakota, how in the world can we expect that she will listen to some publicist for a giant corporation? It's true.
You know, like,
What is her end goal? Like if Whitney's end goal is to be the biggest star, and I think that's what she told Disney. Like there's some, do you hear the story that Whitney told some Disney exec that she wanted to change the world? Like, I believe that there's such a performative, Whitney wants to be a movie star, a star or whatever, like in that Hollywood way.
Yeah.
But what the fuck does Taylor want? I don't
think Taylor knows. And I think that's part of the problem. That's why it's like she went, it's funny because I think she probably went into the Bachelorette being like, I want the opposite of Dakota. And then she wound up with a man who just looks like, what if Dakota wasn't a fentanyl addict? And people are calling him Doug because his name is Doug. People are calling him Doug Coda.
Yeah, they absolutely are. He looks, hilarious. And I told this to you, he looks just like Dakota, but also kind of like Hugh Jackman a little bit. Like you see that in the smile, right?
Yeah, I can see that. He also sort of is giving like Mormon missionary.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, very much. Yes, we're going to go back and forth, but yeah, Taylor.
It's so hard to talk about what's happening without
Taylor. Yes. Just bring the reference of anything. The good news is if you're listening to this, then you hopefully will know everything we're talking about. And you obviously can tell that we fucking know what we're talking about. So in season 4, Taylor says a lot. I just want to be heard. I just want to be heard.
Yeah.
And then she throws it on her mom. She kind of projects herself on her mom and is like, I just want you to be heard. And so I bring that up because Taylor's rise to fame. And I think the thing that she loves the most is literally how easy it is to just go like this. She already looks hot. She has like a tiny girl and she can kind of like whatever she wants to twerk or whatever. And then give some like people think that they know you, but they fucking don't know you until they see you pop off. And then have a bunch of people be like, yeah, Taylor, go Taylor. Taylor, you show them. Taylor, you're my girl. Taylor always knows what's up. Nothing is more authentic and sincere than a Taylor TikTok. And then she has to just say goodbye and then just go on her way. She doesn't even have to fucking edit. Like that, I think being a TikTok star is Taylor's, I think, best, highest dream. And anything else where she's given responsibility is not it. And I don't think she should have ever been a mother. But I don't blame her as much as I blame the patriarchal society that we live in, the intense, religious, like
the pressures of that
and pressure on getting married right away. She's not the only one. But to me, and I come from
her lack of desire for any sort of birth control.
Yeah. I mean, let's just be very fucking honest. The fact that we just watched a video of her screaming and throwing things at a man that is not her child's father, not that it would be a difference anyway, that child starts to scream, that child gets hit, and she does not care. She really doesn't.
I don't think that's necessarily fair. I will say 2 things about that. One is we didn't see her reaction at the end because that's when you hear the kid crying. Secondly, and I think you even sent me, there's that clip of her on like Nick Vile's podcast where she's very tearfully recounting she didn't know. I think that she is the kind of person that's so dysregulated that when she gets up into that crazy, like, I think of it as like an angry chihuahua, space, like she's blind. Like, I don't think that we're not dealing with someone who is handling their emotions or the situations that they are in a rational sense versus saying that she doesn't care. I don't think that's true because I think she comes down, she really cares. I think she's very beaten up by it, but in that moment, I don't think she's capable of seeing it. I don't think it's registering. Otherwise she'd know her daughter was there,
The daughter's screaming the entire time, and then I guess, okay.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, the daughter's screaming the entire, Dakota's like, your daughter's here, you're screaming, you just hit her. She's like, it's your fault. The other thing about why I say she doesn't care is because this happened in 2023. And when we get the statement, right, the statement that she gives out, and this again is not by ABC, this is her statement from yesterday. If I read it to you, Taylor is very grateful for ABC support as she prioritizes her family's safety and security after years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation. Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. And then whatever she goes on. Here's the thing. Her children are the victim. We
Totally.
watched her choices over the past 3 years victimize her kids, and who knows what happened beforehand. So for this person who got arrested and got criminal charges and had to like plead guilty, for her 3 years later to have a statement and never once take any accountability for her role and what she did to her children makes me feel like she doesn't fucking care about them. But Garrett, I'll say one other thing. I'm heavily triggered because of my own past with my own mom.
I think that she, like, I see someone who's completely out of control, and I don't say that in a way that excuses it at all. Let me be clear. Like, I think she's toast. I think I don't see her. She is so toxic to brands, and because she'd be toxic to brands, she is toxic to the rest of Mom Talk. So if Mom Talk can survive this, it is without her. Which is why I think that, like, when this happened, Whitney in some dressing room in New York, without even looking at her phone, like, felt a disturbance in the force and was like, a power vacuum I can fill. And, like, you know, there will be a new queen of Mom Talk, whoever that's going to be. I personally hope for Whitney because I am a Whitney apologist. I love Whitney so much.
She's never going to come back. I bet you anything. This person will never go back to Utah, never has to associate with any of those people. Why would she?
Okay. Whitney and Connor cannot live in New York. They cannot live in LA for like a permanent amount of time. You know, I don't think that's sustainable. And let's be honest, like, she wants to be the biggest star in the world. She says that, but really she wants to like co-star with Candace Cameron Bure on like a great American, whatever that, you know, Jesus network that Candace.
Is that what her movie's on?
It's going to be like a Hallmarky kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, but the fact that, okay, let's talk about that. How did she get to executive produce? Because she is executive producing.
That's not real. That's executive producer. Like, okay, like for a writer on a movie, they might be given an executive producer title. That actually confers a lot less like power than like produced by or something like that. It's just, it's like in name only. It's like if someone on like Grey's Anatomy, like Ellen Pompeo, I'm sure she actually does have power on Grey's Anatomy, or she did, or no, she's still there, right? Yeah. Anyway, but a lot of times it's like, well, we pay you so much money as an actor, we can't just keep upping that. So we're going to give you an executive producer credit, and we'll pay you in that bucket and keep this just like moving up slightly. But you want a huge raise, so we're going to give you a title and money that comes along with that. But that doesn't mean that she's in control of anything. I cannot imagine that Whitney Levitt has any sort of real pull in that, which is, you know, no shade. She's just so new. Like, she hasn't earned that. But truly good for her. She's establishing a precedent to build a resume so that one day maybe she could be. But unless she is a better actress than I expect her to be. And listen, I imagine she is great as Roxy Hart because they're the same person, like, you know, minus the murder. But like, you know, I don't know. I can't see. This is a woman who 2 years ago was like, I want to go be a homesteader. Like, while she likes the attention and she likes the ability to do these things, I really think, and especially in a world as decentralized as we are now, she doesn't have to be here in order for her dreams to come true physically. Like, she can fly in every now and again. You know, she might not have been able to make it back for Macy's like book tour event, which I think the ladies were unfair about.
Oh, completely. She's filming and dancing. She's not just, first of all, to fly 1 hour and then have to fly home is like crazy in itself. But it's also like she has to do a whole show.
Yeah, and I'm sure that some of those ladies are watching the scene with her and Connor at the petting zoo or wherever they were, where she's crying about how thin she's spread, and they're going, "Oh, she's faking it." I love Whitney. I don't think she's that good an actress yet.
I think she was performative in her conversation with Jen a little bit. Like, I think that she was a little too like a little child actory in that last scene. I love Whitney though, and I want the best. Like, she is, you know, she is a great dancer. She's always been, and I mean, she really fucking glowed up. I mean, she just like she left the show and then came back, did Dance with the Stars, and she's a great dancer, and then she killed it. I mean,
and she's charismatic. She has something for sure. Listen, they're all mostly charismatic. But yeah,
who's rank them.
Well, in terms of what? Like who I like the best?
Yeah, who you like the best. And then, I think because I know you're probably going to like ones that are interesting and, that's what I'm assuming.
My favorite is Whitney, obviously. I think below that, not in necessarily any order, is I like Miranda. Mm-hmm. I think she's really interesting. Mm-hmm. And she's funny. She's, she's not as dramatic, so she doesn't get as much screen time. Mm-hmm. I really actually like Michaela.
I know, the two funniest ones.
I feel bad for her, and I kind of hope she does divorce Jace, because he, last season 3 when he was just like, I just want it to be back like it was when we started. I mean, like, you mean when you were 25 and she was a 15-year-old abuse victim? Like, that's what you are wishing to have back? Like, that's very messed up.
I like that. I like
Macy.
I don't like Macy. I don't not Macy, like her. I mean, she's fine. I mean, I liked her better. This person's fine.
I liked her better earlier seasons. She sort of does not have as much to do now. Like, there's not really a story to her. I don't love her husband. This year, he was sort of a non-entity, and then this year quickly became like someone that I just really didn't like. I like Jessie. I am glad for her that she is getting a divorce, though the fact that he filed for a divorce tells me that perhaps that prenup is not as not ironclad as she seemed to be concerned that it wasn't. And I cannot fucking stand Jen.
I can't. Okay. So many things. Okay. Yes. Jen is wild to me. I don't understand her at all. Like, I think that she is crazy for being so mad at Whitney. It's reeks
Whitney didn't do anything.
Oh, well, to be a better dancer than her.
Well, but Zach saying like she ruined this experience for you. How? When 3 days earlier, the worst you could levy at her was she just didn't have time for you. She felt like it was transactional. Like,
she's friends with Demi. That's what she was mad about.
I mean,
right?
Listen, Demi is dead weight. Like,
sure.
Like, that is my one complaint about Whitney.
Whitney was using her just to have a friend. I also feel like Whitney, everyone needs to have one BFF in the circle, and Whitney knew she didn't have a lot of close ones. So she, I think, would just hold on to anyone that would like have her back sometimes.
It would have been better for her not to have Demi be that person. But I get it. Her options were few and far between.
If she had Michaela early on, it would be a different situation.
I feel like I do love that we get to talk about the back half of the season, and to me is basically not there. It's like she went into the recording studio to sing Cyndi Lauper and then faded from the show. Because I don't remember if she's in the back half of the season at all. She's not in the last couple episodes. Because she's not at the shoot for
the main title credit?
For the title credits.
Yeah, she's not. You're absolutely right. And they love that running gag of being like, Demi's confessional and no one there, crickets. I mean, after a while, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm at a sketch show, honey. This is like the runner sketch of my nightmare. Please stop it. But yeah, like, it's interesting to like want to be on the show so bad. And then be like, I'm a singer. And then bring your husband who cannot sing.
I loved that sequence though of her just noting him to death.
Oh my God.
Like,
I know.
It was so
sorry,
good.
Little pitchy dog. Can you
maybe it's the Fruity Pebbles. Maybe they affected the vocal cords.
Maybe, yeah. I think that he got a little dry. And at one point he was like, I need some mother's milk. And she's like, wait 1 second. Let me finish this water. And then she's like, everyone close your eyes. And then they just heard,
Jesus Christ.
And then this man was like, yeah, it really worked. It's like honey. Yeah, he's so weird. And she's so, did I bring up her thing? Did I bring up her? This is Demi's quote.
No, this is
no, it is Miranda. Sorry. God, I can't see it. It's this one. Ha ha ha. This is, I'll give you both. So this is everyone's quotes afterwards. So after the debacle happens, Demi said, "The bills are paid. My husband is hot. Our marriage is strong. The kids are happy and healthy. I feel so damn rich. My version of peace that no one could ever destroy, no matter how hard some have tried. The best revenge is truly living well. I'll die on that hill forever."
All right, girl. Good for you. I mean, no one asked.
Yeah, no one cares. And also, like, this is another thing. Like, if you watch this show, if you watch all of this, the biggest note is we really feel bad for Taylor's kids. At least that's how I feel. So any comment from someone who is going to be weird, superficial, fucked up, petty, toxic, or vain is like, good, show me your true colors. Like, this is a very petty.
See them shining through, perhaps.
Yeah. Listen, she loves Cyndi Lauper, honey. But yeah, like, it's just wild to me that she isn't aware of how shitty she is as a person. Like, yeah. But Taylor too, like, it's the Taylor thing too. Like, how do you not know how shitty this is?
She does, though, because in her moments where she's getting told how shitty it is, she's like, I know it's shitty. I'm fucked up. I'm da 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 da. She's not there. That's not her taking any responsibility. But I think she is aware because she feels bad, and that's not a good thing. Whereas, like, Demi, I just don't know what her framework of the world is. And then that's, it's like you going back to Jen, and then Zach, who I cannot stand. And like, I just, you don't have an enemy. And when she and Whitney got into it, and do I think that Whitney sort of being like, how dare you not say congratulations to me? I think that's a little silly, but I also think she's like, oh, you knew this big thing happened and you never mentioned it. That's weird. And I think she's right about that. I think for her to know big news about a person, about her friend, and to pretend like you don't know it, that is a strange thing to do just on a social level. And I think that's what she was saying. I don't think she was like, I deserve you to give me flowers. Like, Whitney is correct to be upset about the weirdness of that. But then when she was like, I was there for you, Jen, I defended you when you had all of your mental health stuff. That's true. That's true. It's on camera.
All the girls were like, Miranda was like, she fucking did.
Like,
yeah, all of that happened. It was a great moment to have the girls back Whitney, who they don't even fucking care about Whitney because Whitney's hardly there either, but they don't care about Jen either. And they also know that this is a bad look. Jen is obviously envious and jealous of Whitney. Like, I think that if you're Whitney and you realize that Jen didn't do what she did, I think that there's a split moment of being like, oh, that's weird. Why? Oh, it's because she's jealous. Yeah, because she's doing horribly in Dancing with the Stars. Everyone knows she's not a good dancer. Like, so I would know that this person knew. And
as someone who watched Dancing with the Stars, it was not 100% Jen's fault because they didn't like her partner. Because her partner, I think was the dancer, because I only watched their content from the season, was the dancer who came from the Taylor Swift, like was one of Taylor Swift's dancers on the Eras tour. That was like his story in the season when they were talking about him, and they didn't like the stuff he did. So I think like as the pro, he was perhaps not as good as he could have been. So it was just a lot of like throwing her around instead of like dancing. Cause I remember seeing one episode where they gave him that note, and then subsequent weeks I was like, this didn't really change that much. Whereas like Whitney was very well matched with Mark. I mean, clearly they're back together on Broadway.
Are you going to see, did you see them?
No, I have friends who've gone. I'm sadly not going to make it to New York this spring. So
I heard she can't sing very well. Did you hear that too?
I mean, I don't know. Like I did, I heard she sounded fine. No one said anything bad, but she's Mormon. They can all kind of sing. Like there's a lot of singing. There's a lot of my friend Jared, his husband is Mormon. They're a big part of their wedding reception was like, they basically had like a family cabaret act, like where people got up and sang things like, and
you should have been Mormon.
They can carry a tune. So I, not to paint with too broad a brush, but like, I the stuff I've seen, the stuff from the first night, she seemed a little shaky, but I'm sure she was really nervous. So I imagine now she probably sounds better.
Yeah. And obviously it's not a hard role to sing. It's been stunt casted for the past, whatever, God bless years. And she still beat all the stunt casting, which means she beat like Erica Jane, which I love.
I went and I took I have sister-in-laws who are a lot younger than me, and I took them, their first Broadway show ever was Chicago. We took them because we couldn't get tickets to Hamilton because it was like the year before Hamilton won all the Tonys. And so I was like, whatever, TKTS, Chicago. I loved it in high school. They'll love it too. And the stunt cast when we went was Nene Leakes as Mama Morton.
Reciprocity, honey.
There are words that woman still cannot pronounce.
Reciprocity?
This was not her first night. Marble Mouth Morton, more like.
It feel good to mama good. It's like, yeah. Oh my God.
But no, I imagine Whitney's great. She will go on to do other things. Do I think she's ever going to be like original cast in a Broadway musical? Unlikely.
I know. Let's talk about that.
I don't think she's going to originate a role.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to originate a role either. I know that she has the Hallmark movie. I can see her obviously moving on to getting like Netflix stuff or like rom-coms or things like on streaming things. I'm trying to think of like, do we think that she has dramatic skills to be like a character? Like, what is her?
Listen, she can go to class. Like,
she can.
She's hungry enough, and I think
she's very hungry.
Despite what Jen might think, she's humble enough to know that like she's going to have to work at it, and I believe entirely that she will. And so, could she do more? Probably. Right now, I don't think she's there yet, but I believe that she will work to make that happen. You know, it's just a matter of like, will Connor be satisfied with close-up magic?
Do you think that, okay, who's going to get divorced first, or who's going to get divorced, period, between Zach and Jen and Connor and Whitney?
I don't think Connor and Whitney are going to get divorced. I think they are perfectly happy in what seems to be a lavender marriage from the outside. And he is, honestly, he's the best husband.
He is the best
When
husband.
She's standing outside of that restaurant at that hotel across the street from the Grove, and he's on FaceTime and he goes, what a fucking loser. I loved Connor, and I've never loved him more than in that moment. Because Zach is a loser. Like Zach jumped at the chance to go and try and make a woman feel small.
Yeah.
Because he can't do it to his wife right now. He wanted to take his bitch ass little baby voice.
By the way, here's Connor just pumping up the crowd. Sorry, I can't say it's like is pumping up the crowd in front of his Broadway show. He is an incredible partner.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that whatever their past issues have been, unless they rear their ugly heads, which if they are living in New York or Los Angeles feels more likely, which is another reason I don't think they will make that move permanently. It's also, because you don't have to be here for an extended period of time. No, I think Jen should divorce Zach, but part of me feels like they deserve each other.
Oh, they do.
Like,
Jen thinks she's better than Zach too. Like Jen's like, he's gross.
She is
like
better
has a
than
weird
Zach.
voice. I'm not saying she isn't, but like, it's interesting because she said it. She's like, who is he going to go? And Zach, obviously, Zach's parents work at a hospital, and his dad, like was a doctor, and her mom was, a house or a janitor there. And so that makes me very fucking happy that she's like, I'm better than him. I know it. And he'll never leave me. Because I think that, and why I bring it up is because yes, there is like a situation where Jen, if she didn't have the mom talk money, maybe she would feel indebted to be like this, like pale man's
well, she
life,
did. She did. We saw her in that position.
I know. And now she knows she's not in it. And he has to contend that he's not in doctor school. Do you think he'll ever go to medical school?
No, because I don't think he doesn't seem to have the work ethic for it. And then also like that scene between him and Connor, the kids are running around and he's like, I just feel like Jen's husband. And then Connor's like, oh, like my Instagram bio.
He's so
Whitney's
proud of
husband.
it.
Which
Yeah,
like he's like, yeah, he's like, he's, and it doesn't, this is the thing is like, Connor's not bothered. He's not making Whitney the center of his identity, but he recognizes this is what it looks like. And in the same way that I think we can say everything that we're going to say about Demi, but I think Brett, like, he's not like trying to like dominate Demi. She's not trying to like dominate him. They seem to have a genuinely good marriage. Like from the, like, you know, Fruity Pebbles notwithstanding, but like,
that can be, it is kink. No one kink shame, honey. That's you know, they're doing what they're doing.
Do you know the connection to Housewives there to Salt Lake City? Do you know who
is his ex-wife? Is
Angie H.
Yeah.
That Sarah Paulson looking bitch.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
He always hyped Demi up like behind the scenes. I feel like he made her feel like she was like head of mom talk. That's why she came in so hard, being like so aggressive. And I was like, I mean, none of us are on that side. So
no,
you know.
But he like, I appreciate the way he gasses her up, even though she maybe shouldn't be gassed up. Whereas like he's sort of like malevolent Connor in that regard.
Oh,
I'm going to move my computer slightly so I can plug it in.
Jordan is also malevolent. I'm sorry. I can't say
Oh my God. Jordan looks like that Stu from the the Below Deck Salt Lake City, the one with the really bad hair.
Yes.
And since Jesse hates that man since he's he's married to a hairstylist and she let him look like he got really bad Turkish hair plugs.
He first of all, season 3, this jump from Jordan season 3 to season 4 in his face, like took me 4 episodes to be like, what the fuck did this man do? I mean, I think it's a brow lift for sure. Now, I don't know if it's just Botox or if he actually went in and got some goddamn threads, but the man looked so different. I was shocked. Jordan, what is the thing where things are like chaotic or good, you know, it's like he is so upset that he has no power in his dynamic, that like the crazed amount of energy that he pours into dad talk is so cringy and so sad that I don't even know, like, I don't know who to feel bad for more, like his idea of dad talk being good or Jen thinking that she had a chance on Dancing with the Stars. Like both are like, oh no. And people think that Latia, like not Shania, but the other girl Latia might be like a new cast member. You know that girl that was like on like Miranda's other friend?
Yeah. I liked her. She seems older than everyone else.
Yeah, she does. I also want to talk about this. Why did Jen keep saying that Whitney knows that she holds power, and the power that Jen thinks she holds is to get people to vote or not vote for Whitney? And why did Jen think...
You mean for Jen? Or Jen thinks Whitney has people to make
No, the other way around. Jen was like, Whitney knows I hold power. Whitney...
Oh, well, no. She's right. She's right. 100%. So
okay,
Whitney was
explain to me that.
all of this... Whitney was getting all of this hate about like online. You know, I listened... If you've watched the Alex Cooper interview that she and Mark did, which if you haven't, has Alex basically got Disney to let them do what they would have done if they had made to the semifinals, like that big dance that they would do to see if they won or not. It is incredible. But they were getting all of this hate online, really terrible
From what?
stuff.
From like, about what though?
Just like she doesn't deserve to be there. There was, for the first time ever, I believe, like a concerted effort on the part of like fans of the show to be like, vote for everyone but them. Because you can't anti-vote. You can't like vote against someone. But if you make it so everyone else gets more, Whitney automatically gets less. Vote for everybody except for Whitney, so she gets less votes and then gets to go home. So if Jen is going to say something to pile onto that, especially because, like, let's be honest, like Whitney did not have the best season 3, which is what was airing right before those semifinals where she got sent home. Like, and then Jen coming out and saying, I'm voting for, well, not Whitney. Like, she knew what she was doing. Like, so people are paying attention to her, seeing what she has to say about Whitney, and it's not positive. That's not going to help Whitney.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I guess I didn't realize there was such a concerted effort of the fans hating on Whitney when I feel like Demi was,
there was a narrative. It wasn't fans of Secret Lives. It was fans of Dancing with the Stars.
Why would they pick Whitney why would they not want Jen to be on the show? Like, Jen doesn't deserve it. Why Jen?
So, like, there was a story, like, Whitney majored in, like, modern dance in college.
Yeah.
So they were like, she has dancing. It's not fair. The deck is stacked. She's a dancer.
Nicole Scherzinger was on the show.
Exactly. For whatever reason, her divisive personality plus her experience as a dancer worked against her. And there was a sort of, like, big wave of, like, anti-Whitney as a result.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was going on. I will say the Alex Cooper interview and the dance are worth watching. They're very interesting to hear just about that experience. And I don't know if you've seen the Z-Way with Whitney.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got to watch it. That's another reason.
The Z-Way?
Like a few weeks ago.
No,
Z-Way
is
Z-Way. So Z-Way, the comedian, she started doing these during the pandemic.
Oh,
she
yes.
started doing these. Yeah. So she just did one with Tiffany Pollard. That's great.
Yes.
But she did an interview. Z-Way did an interview with Whitney a few weeks ago. And that's yet another reason where I'm just like, Whitney, you can't, you shouldn't, you can't live in a big city. You're not prepared. You're not ready for it. Another thing where she posted she posted a video after I guess Zach in some press called her a narcissist, or maybe on the show, and she posted a video that was like, "Oh, I thought of a comeback and it was great, and I never think of a good comeback, but I thought of a comeback," which it was like, Zach, how can you diagnose me as a narcissist? I thought you dropped out of medical school. Like, it's not a bad joke, but she was so proud of herself for that. Yet another reason I don't think she's ready for a big city. If she lived in New York, who are going to be her friends? If she lives in LA, she's going to go to that big church near Century City Westfield.
Oh, I know.
Honey,
you can live in Westwood. I can have a really great Lebanese restaurant if she wants some recommendations.
Might be too spicy for her.
Probably. Yeah. I think that she knows that she has to play a game, but yeah, she is also a very small town girl,
Yeah. But wait, I want to go back to when we glitched. Jordan, I'm not body shaming, but the shape of his body doesn't make sense to me.
His hair doesn't make sense. His face, his eyes don't make sense.
He's just like, he's kind of
audacity.
Giving Igor a little bit, like, in, like, his shoulders are up, like, and it's not that he doesn't have a neck, but he's such an asshole. And the way that he was with Jessie, where he's like, well, like, I've changed all this stuff and she hasn't changed anything. So she needs to change stuff because I changed stuff. And I'm like, well, one of you is the problem. It's not her. So does she have to change things? I mean, I'm sure no one's perfect, but, like, I am going to be happy for a new season of the show where he's not on our screen anymore. But I am worried for her that prenup that wasn't witnessed is not valid and he's going to get half of everything she owns.
I just want to say this. How could you let that comment be on TV if that is the case? Unless she knew that he knew. And he's always been knowing. Then why wouldn't he divorce
To quote Karen Huger to Whitney Osefo, shut the fuck up. You're talking too much.
All of that's crazy. The thing about Jessie is that, and they kind of were like, oh, Jessie's thing was that she might be selfish, or people are like, whatnot. And the big thing was because she was going to go to an Unwell event over Macy's book tour, which is like, in itself, it's hard to be like, no one in their 20s needs to write a book. No one in their there's nothing.
She's 31.
Okay, well, barely. And it's just like Macy is the most uninteresting one. And I'm not saying she doesn't have a life story. It's just that I'm not surprised no one wants to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised she didn't sell anything. Like, I didn't want to hear it either.
It's so funny because when she's on, and this might be for the first half of the season, I don't remember, but like when she is on the phone with her agent about the book stuff, they name check a bookstore in Salt Lake City. Mm-hmm. That is my friend's local bookstore. That like he is actually he has gotten involved with the owners of that store to do like because there's all of these book bans in the state of Utah, and
book bans.
They're banning books at schools.
Oh, I see. Yeah, bans. Yeah. Yes.
And so he was like, I guess like approached the people at this particular bookstore and was like, we should do like a banned book club, like where we're highlighting these books that are banned and da 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 da. But it was that bookstore that got name checked, and I was like, oh my God, it's right across the street from like my favorite sandwich place in Utah, which you would think listen, I don't have any other sandwich places in Utah, but this sandwich place is like, we got off the plane when we went to his wedding and it was our first stop.
Did they do a Dutch Crunch roll? Is it one of those places where you get like a little sheet, you fill out all the things you want in your sandwich?
No, it's like a little sort of like, it would be like a nice like West Side sandwich spot here.
Yeah.
But not where you're not, it's not like, what's that one that like everybody loves on the West Side, but they found rats?
Bay Cities.
Yes. It's not like Bay Cities. But they have one of the best BLTs I've ever had.
Did you love Whitney's Spanish style home? And did you subsequently feel like Jen and Zach getting in that McMansion was like on brand for both?
Every time I saw that McMansion, I wondered, is this that house that's on Crescent Heights between Beverly and 3rd?
I know. I think I know the house too. Oh my God. I think I know the house too. Yeah.
Because it's on the left side of the street if you're heading south. And he could walk to Short Stories to berate Whitney. But no, of course I mean, look, you can tell I like a house that has some charm. I loved Whitney's house.
I know, the lighting and stuff like that. So also side note is after the Jen and Zach thing, they made a whole point to be like, okay, Zach put up a TikTok and the TikTok is like 2 truths and a lie. And what he really wants people to know is that he never lived in Whitney and Connor's house, that was a lie, that like Connor and Whitney didn't have them living at the house before they got a home, that this is what he says. He basically says in a TikTok that they just showed up, filmed, and slept somewhere else that night.
Okay, well, the offer was made.
You came.
And also the productions, this is 2 things about production. Production allowed us to believe that you did. So your beef is not with Whitney. And secondly, I felt gaslit by the show to an extent by the end of the season, because it felt to me, based on the charges that were levied by Jen and Zach against Whitney, to be sort of like spurious. Like, that's some bullshit. Like, what are we accusing her of? I can't really tell. But the show didn't like gave it more heft, sort of allowed it to just be like, oh, like this, they weren't checking it. It's like Housewives, someone will say something and then you'll get all these voices sort of being like, that's not my experience. But Secret Lives did not do that. And so I was like, and granted, listen, I came into this season fully in the bag for Whitney Levitt. I think that's clear where my allegiances stand. Mm-hmm. But she's not wrong. It feels like objectively. And the show was sort of like, I don't know, you guys, like there's 2 sides to every story. And that just seemed weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, everything she said was so on point and I think made Jen look immature, dumb, from a different fucking planet. I mean, to be like, yeah, you don't own the dream of being on Dancing with the Stars. Like, you don't own we're all getting opportunities like, and also, Jen, if your entire life has been about Dancing with the Stars, and how come you don't know that they dance for more than 2 to 3 hours a day? I mean, I don't even watch Dancing with the Stars that much. I know those bitches are at Third Street Dance, like ballrooming it up for like 6 hours. I mean, I've seen people shrink into half people because their bodies are moving so fucking much during the process. I mean, I just assume people change like the composition of their bodies. They're working out so much. So I don't understand how this person doesn't know that.
What is funny to me also about that is, again, the production. And like at the reunion for season 3, I guess it was. It was the season 3 reunion. They reveal who got to be on Dancing with the Stars. And they told Jen first. And then they let the surprise be that Whitney got it, which tells you production is more excited for Whitney to be on the show than for Jen, because they wanted Whitney to feel let down and then to have the bounce back of even more than if they had told Whitney first. And she was like, oh my God. Da, da, da. And they're like, and Jen, you get to come too. That's not what they wanted. They wanted Whitney to have that bounce back. They cared more about her being on that show. But like Jen can't see any of that. Like why not say, hey, it's the two of you, you're both getting to go.
Right.
Like, and Whitney, to her credit, when everyone thought it was just Jen that was going to get to be on it, was great. She didn't like cry. She wasn't a bitch. She was like, oh my God, good for you. I'm excited. And maybe that was a projection. I'm sure she was deeply disappointed in that moment.
I'm sure.
But like, she didn't let that color her, and also like, it's funny to me that Jen's like, rah, 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 Whitney's not nice. You're not a threat to Whitney. With those scores, as someone who watched, you're not a threat.
Mm-mm.
Not in the slightest.
It's just that even watching them dance, it was obvious that Whitney can fucking bust a move. She will bust a move in her child's hospital room. Like the woman can dance, like gotta dance. I mean, it's interesting. Like you can just see that movement and this woman's body go hand in hand. And Jen isn't a dancer. There's not one part of the way that she moves she's not even the best dancer in the group besides Whitney. Like to me, the best dancer in the group besides Whitney is Taylor. But it's interesting they didn't make, that's why they probably were like, she's too big. Well, we won't make Taylor on Dancing with the Stars. And also like, maybe they knew intrinsically that she would not be able to handle it.
Well, but also too, it sounds like 2 days after that reunion, they were like, you're going to go be the Bachelorette. So they didn't put her on Dancing with the Stars because they were going to do that. I saw a tweet that was like, we know this is the darkest timeline because Taylor was the Bachelorette. Like in a timeline where Kamala won the presidency, Miranda would be the Bachelorette. And honestly, I think Miranda would be like a fucking kick-ass Bachelorette. Like they should try this again. I get that this is blown up in their faces so completely that they probably will never, ever not pull from Bachelor Nation. But I think Miranda would be great television. She's so dry. She knows what she wants.
Layla would be good though too. And Layla
has some other things.
Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it.
I feel so. When she said what she said about being 5'10", 99 pounds and GLP-1s, I was like, oh my God, like you're not okay. And I like her. I think she's a little boring. I like Mason. I think too, her attitudes about, and granted, like I don't have any personal experience with this, so whatever, grain of salt, but like her attitudes about Mason as sort of like father figure and him, what he's saying to her about like, oh, you should be a little harder on your kids, and her having a reaction to that. And, she explains where that's coming from. But I think that he's looking out for her. He's like, you shouldn't let them walk all over you, and she's right. I mean, he's right. Like, it's probably good for them to have real boundaries as opposed to, it's like, I know that if I let my dog squeak his little toy at me because he wants something, if I give it to him, then he's like, great, squeaking the little toy at you works. And I don't want that little toy squeaked at me. It's annoying.
It's like ringing a bell. It's like your dog being like, ding, 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 ding. excuse me, butler. Where's my bone? Yeah.
So I get where Mason's coming from. It's perhaps not his place yet to say something like that, but I don't think he's wrong.
He's not wrong. And in his mind, it is his place because he was born with the divine priesthood, Jesus, man penis.
This is true. Though he seems less into it than someone like, Jacob.
What are him and Chase like when they fucking go out together?
Who?
Chase and Mason?
I'm sure they clean up. Or they did.
Okay. Going back. So you're Team Miranda for The Bachelorette. I love both these women, and Layla has had a lot more character building over the seasons, like Miranda hasn't. You brought up this point, which is the production made a huge to-do of like the Jen Whitney thing, and we fucking glossed over the very real, intense trauma of Layla, who has been like one of our favorites. She literally goes through the whole season. Oh, I like her. Okay.
I like her. I like her.
Face.
She gives
expressions like this. I think like to me, Layla gives.
I'm excited to see her with her new hair. Because I don't know if you've seen on social media, she's not doing she has braids. She looks great.
She did, but the recent ones, she's back to her bad weave. And I think it's because she's probably having some hair.
Oh, well, I did see I saw a TikTok. Someone pointed out like production is doing her dirty because in one of her interview shots, you can see the wig line. Like it's shifted back and no one fixed it. But that one TikTok of her with the braids, I think she looks incredible.
Yeah.
I think her hair has been a little flat, but I get it. Like the culture she's living in, that's the style.
Jen's hair looks the worst. Layla's hair doesn't even like Jen's hair to me. Everyone's hair looks so fucking crazy this season that half of me is like, Jesse must have been like, fuck you bitches. I did everything for you season 1 and I'm not going to do anything for you. Taylor, you're on your own. I mean, no one's hair looks good except for Miranda. She gets a bob, but Layla went back to the extensions. We gloss over Layla's very intense eating disorder admission. That is heartbreaking to hear. That is not only her and like the biggest trauma we've heard of her, but like a whole national fucking conversation right now about TikTok and skinny talk and fucking body checking.
Well, I feel like because it happened so late, I hope that that's a journey we continue to see in the next season, assuming that there is one. And I think she picked the best 2 people to tell that too.
Oh, sure.
In Miranda and Jesse. Like Jesse has been nothing more than like a champion for any other woman on that show, except for Demi, and only because Demi was cunt behind her back.
Yep.
And Miranda just seems like a genuinely good person. Also, those 3 are the liberals. I've watched some things. Miranda I'm pretty sure. I know Layla is a Democrat. Miranda is a Democrat. And I'm pretty sure Jesse is a Democrat. I think those 3 are the only confirmed Democrats, which again is perhaps why Whitney should not live.
I mean, so much of I know. Whitney is obviously conservative. She in Connor, is maybe, I'm just going to allegedly, Connor reads a little SSA.
I mean, listen, the rumors that I have heard is that everyone's like, Tinder. He was on Tinder, girl.
Right.
It wasn't Tinder, but Connor's been through a lot of things in his life. It sounds like he has some things he's got to work out, and they are working those things out together. Godspeed to them. God bless.
Does he do? I have to go back and does he do sleight of magic on his hand? I mean, I got to go see. But yes. Also, Michaela isn't into Jace, and we can talk about why, but the entire time it felt like I want to be like, I don't want to have sex with you. That's why not only do I not want to have sex with you, I can't even think about it. And I don't want to make it a priority. And it was interesting that they made her just feel like she was like, I just can't consider it. And it's like,
she has a lot of trauma that's clearly unprocessed that is manifesting physically. And dude, you chose to marry and to love somebody who has to deal with this. And so that is part of your lot in life. And to be I get that it's hard. I'm not discounting that. I'm sure it is difficult and frustrating. and sad and all of the things, like, you know, for him to like get what he wants or not. But if you are choosing to be with this person, you're there for their healing. And she's trying. But he's putting all this pressure on her, being like, oh, I wish it was like it was before. Like I said earlier, like, oh, you mean when she was 15? When she was 15 and you were like 8 to 10 years older than her?
Yeah.
So for him to be romanticizing a time in her life when she was recently traumatized and very, very young is gross.
Macy and Michaela both are kind of like grinning and bearing it with their husbands. And I mean, and Jesse can't even bear it anymore, and definitely not grinning.
Well, Dakota, I feel is to blame largely for Jacob's. Dakota and Jordan, I think, are largely to blame for like Jacob's bullshit, because he seemed perfectly fine. She wore the pants. It didn't matter. But then he starts hanging out with these guys, and all of a sudden he's like got stuff to say. And which, you know, again, going back to Taylor and Dakota a little bit, obviously like the centerpiece of the last. It's funny. I finished watching the show on Tuesday, I think. And then also like perfectly timed. But Dakota is a monster. I get that she has, you know, done some bad things. He is a nightmare. And like the fact that like she's in a good place, so he's gonna like fuck her mom's best friend. She's in a good place, so he's gonna like fuck her friend's friend. Like he's got kind of like a nice guy face. Like, and clearly he's like got some charisma, but he's
an addict. I mean, he's a fucked up, manipulative, lying addict. With eyes that like, you know, reek of like hair. I mean, yeah, no, he's not it for sure. I can't believe that she's allowed him on the show. I can't believe that he had to be on the show over and over again. I can't believe the dad talk wasn't like, let's take care of Taylor and like not have this person on the show. None of that happened. Also, I know that you said it's ornamental, but definitely, you know, she's been the executive producer of the series.
Well, they all are. But they all have executive producer titles. I wonder, but again, those don't. No one is letting Layla call the shots for production. You know, like those are ornamental. Those like no one is actually genuinely like in a real power sort of way. Because if like, yeah, so he's just bad news. If any of them truly cared about her, they would not let him come around. He shouldn't have been on that trip to LA.
Of course.
Like they know he's terrible. I mean, they spent all season being like, Taylor, you can't do this. Taylor, don't do this. Taylor, don't do this. And so for us to end the way we end with her FaceTiming him in the car and he's like, save a rose for me. And I'm just like, God, you're disgusting. And to know that, you know, she went on The Bachelor, she got engaged. And then she flew back to Utah and immediately cheated on that guy. And then she
police come on February.
Well, wait, and then he breaks up with her. Doug. Then Doug breaks up with her, and then they're broken up. The show's going to come out. Whatever. Someone said that she was just back here for like the Oscars and Bachelorette promo, and I guess they reconnected and apparently rekindled.
Yep.
Was it in February that this most recent domestic?
Yes.
So it was before that then.
The Dakota. So yeah, obviously all the videos again is from 2023. But what had happened is that she had the cops called 2 days in a row to her home, like the 13th or 14th of February, 14th, 15th, something like that in February, a month before we are now, and that's
when she like choked him with a necklace or something.
Yeah. And then she puts up that video with Doug later.
Oh.
So
see, I have like, I think everything she's done and is doing is terrible, but like he's goading her into it and then playing the victim when she spins out on him. Like
I might not. I'm like blaming her too much. I'm like, she called him 150 times while at the Bachelor.
No. She's crazy, and she's completely dysregulated and needs help. But Dakota, like, because the things he does don't present as extreme as hers, he seems fine by comparison, in the same way that we're like all fine with, George W. Bush now that Trump's is president. Like,
of course, yes. It's lesser of two, I guess, evils. But
yeah, but he's just as bad. It just looks differently. And to watch, because I think you sent it to me, to watch the TikTok of him on the body cam footage from that night, from the pilot, he seems completely chill and normal and blameless.
Sober. I know. And
was he sober at that point?
He seems way more sober in that body cam footage from that night than she does.
Of course. But that's because their stuff, she, it sounds like, was drunk.
She is, yes.
And her rage, like she's having an out of body experience, and, she's having a rage blackout. It doesn't excuse it, but I don't think she's in control of what she's doing. I mean, and as much is said, when she shows up after finding out about Shania, she flips out on all of them to the point where they scurry outside to all stand around a phone. And then when she shows up at main titles and she apologizes, she's like, yeah, I got mad. And so therefore I flipped out, and I'm really sorry, and I shouldn't do that. She knows she knows that it's wrong, but it's still happening, and she's not getting any help. She needs anger management issues, like therapy or whatever.
Yeah, I really blame her, not for the abuse, not about the Dakota situation, but I have a lot of blame for her. And the reason why is because I also had to watch the entire Mom Talk, walk on eggshells just to talk to someone about them and their choices. And she continually is like, what does it have anything to do with you, with what I do with my life? I'm like, bitch, it literally has everything to do with us.
It impacts the bag.
Taylor is, and I mean this, so far up her ass and so far in a space that is unaware that healing is a possibility, or that she even needs it, or that I know she's like, I just think I'm unlovable, but I think that all of that is just her victimhood. Like, I really am not in a good Taylor place. Like, I feel like everything she says is just deflecting. Girl, fucking do
There's
something.
There's no personal responsibility.
Everything. None.
She blames
I don't
the
care
situation
about
on
Dakota. Dakota has one kid now with you. You have 3.
Yeah. She's not taking responsibility. Listen, as much as I'm giving her some grace in terms of the why she's like the way she is, but like, let me be clear, like, I'm by no means excusing it or apologizing for it on her behalf. Like, I think she's messed up, and she's not doing what she bears a lot of responsibility. Like what that guy said, what the cop says to Dakota in that footage is basically like, if you don't press charges, if you just wipe this away, don't talk about it, or even just have a little conversation with a slap on the wrist, this will get worse. It'll happen again. And he's right. And she had what should have been a huge wake-up call a couple years ago that she didn't make any real changes from.
Well, it got turned into the best opportunity of her whole fucking life. Because it was used for season,
But at the same time, I wonder about production. Because production, they don't want a healed Taylor necessarily. They want her just damaged enough to make good television. And that is where I think, like, you have a lot of people that are blaming Taylor, which I think to an extent is fair. But that if you're doing that and you're not also acknowledging the system that helped create this monster, like, then that is, I think, winds up being shallow. I think that, like,
completely,
we need to reckon with, like, the bullshit patriarchy of Mormon community and religion, and also, like, we just watched it on that not very well made, in my opinion, Tyra Banks' America's Next Top Model. Like, they're feeding the beast. They want it to be like, and let's be honest, like, at this, like, we are not tuning in for funsies. We are here. We spent like over an hour talking about this drama because we like to watch the drama. I'm not saying we're a part of the problem, you know, because like Tyra Banks being like, the audience just wanted me to like abuse these girls. It's like, no. Like, let's be clear. But like, ABC didn't want a healed Taylor on The Bachelorette either. You know?
They want her to have feistiness.
Yeah. I think if that moment in 2023 had been a true wake up call for her and changed her, I don't know that she would necessarily be the Bachelorette. I see there would be a marketing logic, like a synergy logic to cast her and have her, and that would play into definitely the thing of the whole ethos of like the fairy tale of the Bachelorette. But like I don't think that's where. I think they were excited for her to be a little messy and to be a little different, you know.
No, definitely. And yeah, I play a part. I'm like a Roman gladiator, just like, you know, watching this, and we love entertainment. And she has to deal with the system of the patriarchy, system of intense religion, system of Hollywood. Did you also watch, and we're going to end soon, did you watch the Manosphere documentary?
I haven't yet, but I intend to.
It's interesting, obviously. And why I bring it up is like the same idea that like fans hype up someone for bad behavior, you know, like in the Manosphere documentary, they have like, you know, those weird people like go and fuck with people or play pranks on people or whatever it is, like, and do lives just to get people to be like, yeah, get them. And it's just all of this like, really. Yeah. And I think that in a way it's a version of that as well. You know, like everyone talks about going on a live right away and talking about what the fuck happened in order to like monetize the drama of their lives and to get people to say yes or no and good job this or go you or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like
and then the audience is automatically going to reinforce the things that they want, and they want drama, you know, like writ large, like as a monolith, the audience does not have the best interests of anybody involved in it. You know, they want it to be messy. And listen, that appetite could shift. If you look at something like Simon Cowell on American Idol, like he was, you know, like that, the abuse of the contestants was rewarded until it wasn't. And then and then he changed. And I listened to an interview with him last year where he was like, yeah, I regret how it was before. It didn't click for me, but it makes sense because he's in this like haze of that being reinforced. You're getting, you know, you're getting viewers, you're getting ratings, you're getting clicks. Like, you know, I'm so happy to not be, I have a pretty healthy, I think, relationship to social media in that, like, I think of my Instagram primarily as like a scrapbook. Like I didn't know for the longest time.
You're a Mormon mom. A Mormon mom of you.
Yeah. Like legit, not them. But like, I didn't know for the longest time that you can like see who sees your stories. And that's not something I really ever look at because I don't, I'm not doing it for the audience necessarily. It's not, you know, like if I like post a selfie and I look good, like, yeah, like I want to, like how many people saw it? Like who saw it? I don't care. Like
I did.
but I think that like I understand why. Like, I'm so happy that I'm old enough to like not have had Facebook or YouTube in high school, you know, like to be to be creating a projection of yourself, an image of yourself that is not who you are from such a young age, which these women were. And I think also doing that, like as young moms, when I think it's probably a lot harder to be juggling that stuff at a younger age. Like the noise of social media. Like I have a friend who's like, you should go on the Traders, like, cause they're doing a normal season. And I think I would be good. I think I would have fun. I would not be able to disconnect from the noise of the internet as someone who's very online. And if people said things about me, it would get to me. And I don't want that for myself. And this is, of course, you know, thinking like if I were even to be cast on it, which probably I wouldn't be. But like, that would be really tough. So I can't imagine being in the crucible of that and what it's done to all of these women in various ways, negative and potentially positive, you know, because I'm sure Layla, I would think like telling her story is actually getting a lot of affirmation in terms of like her getting help.
Yeah.
Now that that's out there, you know, but I could see how her being in the position that she's in and being so public and so visible would also exacerbate, you know, her struggle at the same time.
Yeah, and she obviously talked about that and stuff like that. I just hope that she really does get help, and I hope it's not somewhat performative where we have to see like body checking to be like whatever. It's just I want the best for Layla. Layla and Miranda had comments. This is Miranda's. I've honestly been a little at loss for words trying to process this all. Everything has been really heavy to see. Domestic violence and abuse of any kind is something I take very seriously as a human and especially a mother. I cannot support that kind of behavior. My heart is with the children in this, and I hope they're safe, supported, and surrounded by love. It's perfect.
It is sometimes funny to think about this show because they're so young and because they're so immature, and to be like, right, they're all mothers, because that is the central conceit of their group is mom talk. They're all moms. And sometimes I forget that. And it's always wild to remember it.
I want you to know, do you know that on this quote from Doug Mason, who's like, in light of everything that's happened, I'm just sending out prayers to Taylor because that was her moment and her moment was blocked. All we can do right now is be hopeful. Let's stay positive and show nothing but support for people in need. That today, a fan posted that, and that Taylor commented this today.
Wait. Uh-huh.
Aw, my heart goes out to him. Goes
out to Doug?
Yeah, for posting that thing about her. That's what she commented today.
She needs help.
Yeah. She needs a fucking authentic, real person to be like, fix yourself. You're a problem. You're not problem. You're a huge problem. And here's the thing. All you have to do to get Dakota out of your life that is a problem is just not fucking have him in your life. And I know he's the father of your kid.
When they share a kid.
Totally. But here's the thing. She knows that her boundaries with him have been romantic the entire time. She yells at him. There's nothing that she'll like eviscerate him when he's around. Like she won't leave him alone. So
in this season, she said they get off on that a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
Which is fucked up.
She gets turned on. Okay, so we'll see what happens in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They're definitely not saying anything. Production's paused. I think she's got to be off the show. Yeah. I think that these girls need her out of their lives if they are going to protect the bag. Mm-hmm. And if she doesn't have those things and she's lost her kids, I hope someone is keeping an eye on her. That part. Not to
get dark.
You're not the first person.
You know, like this is a big deal. And I hope she gets the help she needs.
I do too. The fact that she did that today is confusing to me. All right, my love.
She's not well.
Not well. No. Well, we'll see what happens with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Who knows what's going to happen with the Bachelor
Can Mom Talk survive?
Can Mom Talk survive? Will Jessie become queen of Mom Talk? Will be single moms, just like will the whole season be about everyone just picking up their lives in, like phoenixes from the ashes of Taylor and most of their marriages? Because I also feel like Whitney and Jen are off the show too, kind of.
I think Whitney, if she is smart, she still needs this as a platform to keep her central. I think a
little bit of both, like toe in, toe here. Like I'm in New York, but I'll come in and film a little bit.
Yeah. I think she should fill a little bit of the void left by Taylor, and she still needs them. She needs this platform because otherwise she's just another wannabe actress, Yeah. Without the platform of this show.
I know. That's why I want to go on Traders. I know.
But like, I think she should do it. Jen, I don't know. Jen needs it too. But
they don't like Jen. No one likes Jen. They all hate her. It's obvious.
She was gone all this season. We'll see what happens.
All right, my babe. Anything else fun happening with you? Are you obsessed with anything right now? Like music wise, food wise, restaurant wise, play wise?
Music wise.
Yeah.
I just discovered this new band. I think their album came out like a couple weekends ago. Haute, Haute, like Haute Couture, Haute and Freddie. It's very much giving like early Marina and the Diamonds.
Okay,
Like that is great. I am also very into this artist named August Ponthier, Ponthier. They are like Casey Musgraves meets Jenny Lewis, sort of like Sabrina Carpenter Moon, Chapel Roan Rising. Like,
oh yeah,
very good. And then my number one pop music fixation at the moment, new album comes out soon. Ray. The most, I think, nominated or awarded ever at the Brit Awards. And I am seeing her play the Greek in May. I only have tickets to 2 concerts so far this year. It's her, and then I'm seeing Rosalia in July.
First of all, that's amazing, and that's gonna be a great concert. She's fucking phenomenal. Yes, I love that. Okay, my pop fixation is still Zara Larsson. I can't stop listening to her. But you know what I got tickets to? I know, she's so good. I got tickets to Yeba in May. I have 4 VIP tickets, honey, to her show in Orange County. Obviously she's taken a long time off, so she's not like a new pop person, but I'm excited to have her back. And then play-wise, in LA, I saw Amadeus. It was great. Pasadena Playhouse.
Yes, they just, I mean, it's a ways off, but they just announced my favorite play of probably like the last 5 years is going to be at the Geffen in 2027. Liberation.
I know. Do you want to go together?
Yeah. I want to go see it again for sure. I was thinking
it's not the original. It's not the Broadway cast though. Like for some reason, the way they worded it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're busy. Maybe they're not. I'm not sure. There was something else. Oh,
English.
English. I saw English on Broadway. Excellent.
Me too. So good. I'm obsessed with them. The last monologue I've been using as a monologue.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I want to go see that at the Wallace. Yeah.
Exodus also at Pasadena Playhouse happening later. And I have tickets tomorrow for all my sons.
Oh, the Mexodus, I saw the playwright of that had a different show at the Fountain Theater last year that I saw and sort of went in and was like, what is this? What am I watching? And then was like fully sobbing by the end of it. Great. Can't wait for that. And then a friend of mine is actually producing a show that's going to be at the Kirk Douglas that was running for a while at Dynasty Typewriter called Beverly Hills. Basically, I just saw the
clips of this. Okay.
Yes, a journalist, writer, friend of mine, Michael Osiello, he wrote these scripts when he was 13 for an imagined soap opera called Beverly Hills. And so it's real actors performing the scripts that he wrote when he was 13. And they, I believe, are blind reads. So I don't think they're going in having read them before. And so there's a little bit of sort of improv to it. I've been to one of the shows at Dynasty Typewriter. They did one in New York. The cast is great. If the tickets are even still available, that's happening, I think, like early to mid-April.
Oh, that sounds so good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that, everything we said is true. And then also I think Brigadoon's also happening at Pasadena Playhouse.
Yes. I think like May, June.
God. So many great things. And Drew Droege is doing a show at Dynasty Typewriter on April Fool's Day. And it's basically Drew Droege, a very funny actor, comedian, also Groundlings.
Good evening, America. I am Chloe Sevigny.
Wrote Messy White Gaze. I know you know this, but I'm telling everyone on the podcast. So Messy White Gaze happens off Broadway, and there's this one night where there's a heckler happening, and the heckler is like, "You could go, boys," or just like some drunk person just like yelling at the cast. But that night also, Patti LuPone's there. Patti LuPone goes to that person, is like, "I hope you never see another play again like that happened." That story becomes like a page 6 loves like a Patti LuPone story. So Drew is doing a 1-person show as the heckler, as if the heckler now got to do a show. It's wild.
Oh, that's kind of brilliant.
I know.
I'm gonna look into that. I'm sure it's
there's a couple tickets for the late night show at 9. I'm going at 7:30. Other than that, I love you so much. I can talk to you for 45
this was
more.
So fun. Yeah, we could. No, but like, no, we don't need to do that to everybody. We can do that off. We can do that off the clock, off camera.
No, totally. But I love you so much. So do you want people to follow you?
I mean, sure, if they want to.
Oh, okay. And mine, like, I follow you. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know if you're private. I just assume that you are.
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Give people your socials.
No, it's at GD Greer on Instagram. That's really it.
Yeah. So if you want like a very smart and astute specific person's like nuanced opinions on everything we talked about, but also like Garrett's a literary manager in Hollywood. So the person knows Hollywood scripts, all that stuff. We're just not talking about scripted stuff right now. God bless. But maybe plays would be like that. But you doll out knowledge and your suggestions for all things. So it'd be a great, fun follow for anyone. And obviously I love talking with you, and we're going to go see stuff together. Yeah, So the way I usually end is I do my socials. I make people breathe with me, and then I do an outro. Do you want to breathe with me, or do you have to go? Okay, great. Okay. So obviously I'm at Chris Elfera. Thank you so much for listening to this. It's been a crazy 36 hours as we take all this in. You can give my podcast, Vanity Fair, 5 stars and a helpful review wherever you listen to podcasts, most important, Apple, Spotify. Also, that you can follow me. I'm at Chris Elfera on all major platforms. And I'm making a lot of fun TikToks, babes, about 90 Day Fiancé and definitely about this Secret Lives drama that exists at Chris Elfera. Also on Instagram. All the visuals for RSS Vanity Fair podcast feed episodes go up first on Patreon. You can give me money. They also go to YouTube later if you don't want to give me money. Either way, your presence is presence. So Chris Farah on YouTube, Chris Farah Patreon, Chris Farah Substack, my loves. There's a Chris Farah Facebook page and also a private Vanity Fair Facebook page. All of it. Other than that, mindful moments. It's been a lot. It's about regulating ourselves. It's important to be able to touch base with your heart and yourself and like some amount of reality to be like, what is good for you? What is good for your soul? Like what it is. And I don't know if the answer is one thing or another, but a good place is just to fucking breathe. So that's why we practice this. Any way you can to get yourself in the present moment, sensory wise, you can feel your feet on the floor. You can feel your butt on the seat. You can just use your hand to feel your chair. This present sensory moment is what's happening right now. Also my voice, also your breath, anything in the room to get you and your mind to stop thinking about what happened in the past or planning for the future, but sitting in right now, this present moment with me. So 2 breaths. Try and do your best to be here. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back. You have another chance with the other breath. And we'll just move on from that with our lives because we always have more opportunities for everything. All right, baby boos. Take care of yourselves and one another. Fuck Bob Barker, though. Stand up for what you believe and make art, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.